So I think I'm smart,
Hmm.
I'm handsome, I'm beautiful, I'm rich, I'm the marketing genius. I'm everything, bro.
What's your real name, by the way? I don't know.
Yeah, you don't have to know. This is introduce
Okay.
yourself. I made $70,000 in the last 7 days, and that's fucking amazing. In my reality, all I knew was the only way to start your business is either open a shop, like a real world retail shop where you sell clothes or Amul full cream. And this is where it gets interesting.
That's
I
the
was
climax, you guys. That's the climax. This is the point you should wait for. Let's start by, telling everybody who's listening your story, like where you come from.
Let's start
How
with
did
you, bro. Let's reverse this podcast. I want to get
Okay.
some control. Introduce
Okay.
yourself.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I have never been, placed at that spot, never
Yeah.
before. Yeah, okay, bro. So I am 23-year-old. I'm a computer science engineer, graduated in March 2020. So basically my story goes like this. In March 2020, I kind of had a, job placement in my hand, pretty basic engineering shit. I had no interest in it. Then COVID happened. I had some free time with myself, I would say, 5, 6 months. And I was like, I'm not interested in engineering and the job that I have. So let's better figure out something else. So I started creating content, got into the world of service and everything. And then I basically rejected my offer letter. Now in my agency, I'm creating content all over the place. So yeah, that's how the transition has been like for me.
How
Now
many, how
that's
many of these podcasts have you done?
I think it's the 12th one, if I'm not wrong.
How many subscribers do you have?
On YouTube, around 3,000.
That's a lot, bro. Now I'm scared.
That's not that's not a lot. Come on, bro. Like
Bro, on,
that's
on
not a lot.
YouTube, 3,000 is a lot.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
have
don't know.
to I have around 162 subscribers.
Oh cool. I have not checked out your YouTube channel yet.
I have zero videos.
Still you have 162, so that's a lot. Where are these people coming from? They're expecting Donvesh from Twitter to post stuff on YouTube. I guess
Yeah,
so.
I think over a year ago I tweeted once that I'm going to start my YouTube channel, subscribe, and then people subscribed. But
Mm-hmm.
then I was like, this is just going to be another platform where I have to make videos on, and I don't want to do it
It's
right now. And
yeah.
I was also like scared of doing videos. So it's
Mm-hmm.
it's a combination of not having time and being scared of doing videos.
Makes sense. It also consumes a lot of time, to be honest. Like
Yeah.
videos consumes a lot of time. The pre-planning, the scripting, the recording, the post-production, the optimization, it consumes a lot of time. Until unless you have a dedicated team to just the content distribution part of it, I think it's not wise to go on YouTube, to be honest. Like I don't know. So yeah, that's cool. Okay, now let's talk about your journey. Where are you from? Where do you come from? And how did you got yourself in the world of marketing and service?
Okay. So you want me to do the usual podcast backstory kind of thing?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it. So, people, you're watching me. I'm Donvish. I just like to use my name Donvish. I think it's better for my content side of things.
Okay, so what's your real name, by the way? I don't know.
Yeah, you don't have to know. This is my real name for my content side of things. When
That's
when I get
perfect.
on sales calls with my clients, I have a different user. Like I have my like real work. I think it's Google Workspace profile where it has
Hmm.
my real name and all the details and shit like that. And people
Hmm.
get confused, like, who are you, bro? Because they have not seen my face and on Twitter
Hmm.
and it's a different name. But
Hmm.
I think it's good to keep things a bit separate,
Yeah.
the content and the agency side of things.
Hmm.
So I'm Donvish. I started my Twitter account in June 2020. So almost a bit less than 2 years ago. I have been using Twitter since I was in eighth grade. And back then, I was much more of a reading fiction kind of guy. So I have had phases in my life. And I like to call these phases seasons, inspired by Taylor Welch. When I was so around seventh grade, from seventh to ninth, maybe even sixth to ninth for 3 years, I had a season of fiction. So reading a lot of fiction novels. I was reading stuff by Dan Brown, like 800-page novels, the
Mm.
same novel three times. So I had that phase, that season. Then there was a season when I was in 11th, 12th grade when I became a gamer. So I was playing
Mm-hmm.
games for 6, 7 hours. So when I choose something, then I get addicted to it. So like I said in the beginning, I don't have much
Mm-hmm.
control over myself. When I choose something, I get addicted. And when I was like in seventh, eighth, I was reading novels for all the time. If I was traveling from school to home in like the school bus, I was reading novels. As soon as I got out of the shower, I was reading novels. While
Mm-hmm.
after I ate food, I was reading novels. So all I did was read books. And it was not like self-help, actually useful, quote unquote useful books. Fiction is useful in a different kind of sense. But yeah, and then 11th, 12th, I was more of a gamer guy. After 12th, we had, of course, COVID. Now, I was using Twitter and I found this guy, Chris Johnson. And this is where
Mm-hmm.
it gets interesting.
That's
I
the
was
climax, you guys. That's the climax. This is the point you should wait for. Yeah.
I was scrolling Twitter randomly and I found this guy, Chris Johnson. And what he did was he had posted a tweet, and the tweet had the number $73,000. And then it had a time frame, 7 days.
Mm-hmm.
So I realized this guy made $70,000 in the last 7 days, and that's fucking amazing. That's
That's
stupid.
insane.
That's incredibly stupid
That's
and
insane.
unrealistic. And back then I was so vague, not vague, but naive, that
Mm.
I couldn't even think that this guy is lying. Many people, when they see things like that, they get skeptical that this guy must be
Yeah.
trying to sell me courses or
Yeah.
he's a scammer. What I didn't know any of that. Like
Mm.
in my
That's interesting.
reality, all I knew was the only way to start your business is either open a shop, like a real world retail shop where you sell clothes or Amul full cream, or you start a tech company, get VC
Mm.
funding, and then
Mm.
go that route. So those were the only like two routes I knew about business. I didn't know anything about like business, online business, like e-com, freelancing, agency, shit like that.
Mm.
So I wasn't skeptical. The
Mm-hmm.
first reaction I had was, fuck everything else. I want to make 70K in 7 days.
Crazy.
And yeah, I went and followed him. I looked at his tweets. I saw the people who were following him and just dug deeper in that rabbit hole. And I found Money Twitter. And then I got into
Mm.
Money Twitter. So this was May 2020. And then June 2020, I started my own Twitter account after doing all of my
Mm-hmm.
theory, studying, research. And then, yeah, I started my own Twitter account. And then, yeah, today I am running my agency in Flatius. We have 5, 6 clients, and it's pretty cool.
Lovely, bro. So it turns out that you having the nature of getting obsessed with things worked out pretty well for you, isn't it?
I wouldn't say I get obsessed. Obsessed is a positive word.
Okay, so you're saying, okay, so you can get addicted to things that are
Yeah,
not even good for you. Yeah.
yeah.
But this time, I would say, the nature of things you got addicted to worked out well for you, if I
Yeah,
had to rephrase
I was
it.
on Twitter for 8 hours a day in 2020.
Oof. That's insane, bro. So I started this thing of, the service and the content creation in 2020. And the only thing that I wish is that I should have started with Twitter. I started with Instagram. And Instagram is shit. It's shit. It's literally like it's people engaging in comments just for the sake of engaging in comments to get followers and that kind of stuff. So yeah, like I think we have very different timelines. And the thing in today's world is like I meet 19 years old and this sounds so mature that I feel stupid. I'm like, dude, what? He's not, because I think you're the second person on the podcast who is 19 that I'm talking to. First one was like, I don't know, like his name was is Karan, and he also runs his agency. And I was like, dude, what I was doing when I was 19? I don't even remember, dude. I was, uh, I don't know. I was just doing a whole lot of stupid shit with my folks in college. Like I don't even remember what I was doing. So like it's crazy. Like I think it's just after COVID, young people have come into the scene and they just sound mature, dude. Like I don't know. I don't know. I think so. Do you think there are a lot of people of your age around you who are like you, or do you just think who are these people? They just sound stupid.
Here's the thing, bro. Now let me take my mic this way. I feel
Yes,
like a
sir.
singer. I have this mic, and I feel like a
Yeah.
singer when I hold it this way.
It's almost feels like you're orchestrating the podcast. I love it.
I'm different.
Okay. And
Most
how are you
people
different?
are not like me. Most people are stupid. Okay, that's it. That's what I have to say about that.
That's just a mic drop. Yeah. Yeah. That's a fact. Like most 19 years old are stupid. And that's why they are not on the podcast. So it's pretty much evident. It's pretty much evident. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you do when you're not working on the agency or you're just working on the agency? Like, do you have mates you hang out with? Do stupid shit that 19 years old are used to do or should do?
Uh, I don't work on my agency a lot, so
Mm-hmm.
this might be interesting, but the deep actual work. So yesterday I was on calls for 4 hours straight. I had one client call for 3 hours, then one more client call for around 1 hour. But
Mm-hmm.
usually I work on my agency 4 to 6 hours per day.
Okay. And what do you
That's
do in
all.
the rest of the time? And what do you do in the rest of the hours you have in your day?
So I have university. I'm still going to university.
Mm-hmm.
I'm studying computer science,
Lovely. Do you like it?
and
Do you like it?
I don't know. We can get to it. We can get to it.
Slowly.
That's a bit different. We can get to it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the rest of the times I learn stuff. I watch YouTube videos. I listen to podcasts.
I
I
watch Harmozy.
I'm Yeah, I watch Hermosi a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit lower these days. Like I had a season of my life, and this was a much shorter season, like 4 to 6 months, where all
Mm-hmm.
I was doing was watch Hermosi. I was either working on my agency,
Or
or
watching Harmozy.
tweeting, or watching Hermosi. Right
Hmm.
now, it's much less because you you watch a guy for 6 months and you, in a way, get to know
Yeah, like
most of the stuff
it
that he has
gets
to
it
say.
gets repetitive.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have been through the phase, the season, as you said.
yeah.
So yeah, cool, bro. Cool, cool. So, did you got yourself into engineering because you wanted to, or because of the influence around you?
Okay, this is interesting.
Hmm.
Ever since I can remember, I wanted to be rich. That was all I wanted. Like
Same.
there are people who want Lamborghinis, there are people who want iPhones, there are people who want hot girls, there are people who want a big house,
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's me. I wanted to be rich. So,
But you can get everything that you just said when you're rich. So,
yeah. So, for around a long time, all I thought was how to get rich. And I'm not there yet. I am by no means rich. I'm just a normal 19-year-old kid.
yeah.
So,
that's
I,
that's humility right here, you guys. Yeah, go
okay,
on,
okay.
go on. Yeah.
So, initially, I decided that I'll become a doctor
Mm-hmm.
because doctors get like 4 or 5 lakhs a month, whatever, the good ones.
The good ones, yeah.
Then I thought, how can I make more money than that? And then I
Mm-hmm.
thought, okay, let's see. What if I start a tech company, get funding? And I'd for a long time, like even 6 months ago, I didn't know the meaning of funding. So I thought I get $100 million funding, I will get $100 million myself. So that was how I was thinking. I didn't have much knowledge, but I had a different thinking process. So I shifted. Now, I didn't want to become a doctor. I thought, okay, how do I start a tech company? What do I need? I need to know how to code. So I thought, okay, I'll get into computer science. So I got here, and then yeah, in May, even before my degree started, I got into this online business thing. Turns out I can make good money without
Good money.
funding.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So turns out you don't like coding. Do you code sometimes?
Very less, very less. Like
Just to.
I don't study for university. I don't code. I used to code in
Mhm.
school a bit, a tiny bit.
Cool.
But I don't know. I've not done much coding, so I don't know if I like it or not.
Makes sense. I hate coding.
Okay.
So when I was in college, everybody around. So as I told you, like when we used to be 19, 20, we are naive as fuck. We don't know shit. We are just prepared for JE, got into the college. We are like, we are not going to do anything for the next 2, 3 years of our life. We are just going to have fun. We had that mentality. And then the day comes when you see that placements are arriving, you have to figure out what you have to really do. So people around you just gets to code. Okay, bro, code, do the coding if you want to get the placements. So I sat down, I start coding, do it for 20 days, and now I'm like, dude, I cannot do it. Then I have the break, I do some random shit, then I do coding again. So I have tried coding in multiple chunks so many times that now I just absolutely hate it. Like, even if someone comes and tells me that I will sit down with you, I will teach you coding, and I will pay you this amount of money once you learned it, and I can guarantee you the money that you learn, I won't do it. I hate it so much. It's, I don't, some people are absolutely in love with it because they are like, okay, we are creating art, but just writing the code. And I'm like, dude, you are
That's
just sitting in front.
bullshit.
That's bullshit, dude. That's 100%. You're sitting in front of a black screen, pounding your keyboard, and nothing's happening, dude. What the fuck? Like, I cannot even see colors. You know what I'm saying, right? And I was like, dude, no. Like, my brain works when I'm seeing something happening in front of my eyes. There has to be something dynamic, like at least 100% more dynamic than what happens on a coding screen. Like, so I was like, I cannot do this shit. And ever since then, I have not touched, the portals where they used to code. So yeah, that's my thing. That's my journey of, getting introduced with the programming and then getting out of it. So yeah, but yeah, as you're saying, you have not done it enough, so you don't know if you like it or not.
I did it. So I remember in eighth grade summer vacations, I got introduced to like HTML, CSS, stuff like that,
In
and I loved
eighth,
it.
in
Yeah,
eighth.
in from school.
Hmm.
So I loved it very much. And in summer vacations, I created a website. I was on my laptop like 8 hours a day, just figuring out that
Hmm.
stuff.
Hmm.
And I
Hmm.
created a website.
Hmm.
And then, yeah, I think that's the most coding I did in a small amount of time. I do know some Python from school in like 11th, 12th grade, but most
Hmm.
of it was just to pass the exams and get good
Cool.
marks.
Lovely.
I
So you
didn't
are.
really try and do coding and make projects myself.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. Just for the sake of doing, because everybody around you is doing it.
Yeah, people are doing it. I have no comments around that.
Okay, so you're in like first year of your college.
Second year.
What? Second year. Cool. So anytime does it happen that you go to your college, you talk to your friends around you, and you just feel bad for them?
Yeah, it happens daily. I don't feel
Insane.
bad for people. I don't judge people, and I don't feel bad for them. But yeah, I see things
And then
just
you are like, dude, what the
just the
fuck are
way
you
they
doing?
are.
Hmm. Don't try to be stoic. Are
Bro,
you
I'm
stoic?
I,
Are you
I'm
a
getting
stoic?
I'm getting a lot stoic these days. And here's the thing, bro. You only have so much, and this is not from stoicism. This is my own thing. Maybe it is
Hmm.
from stoicism. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's only so much mental capacity I have.
100%. That's true for everyone. Like, you have that bandwidth. If you, like, if it's if it's, I'm not remembering the word. Yeah, okay, whatever. If it's exhausted, you're fucked. Like you cannot focus on the things that matter.
Yeah,
So
so I
yeah,
don't focus on a lot of things. I don't look around myself a lot and try to judge people. I don't even remember what I ate yesterday.
the fuck I don't. Dude, this podcast could go on and on and on because you're talking philosophical shit now. And when
Bro,
it comes
let's
to
let's get tactical. Tell me what you want to talk about. This is your
dude,
podcast.
100%. So that's why. So I will drift this podcast in directions you would have never thought of.
Okay, let's do it.
Randomly. So I see. I have never scripted my podcast ever before.
Okay,
People.
let me give you some context. So I was having a call with my business partner Chris an
Mhm.
hour or two ago, and
Mhm.
the end part of that conversation turned a bit philosophical, like the last
Yeah,
5 minutes.
dude.
And I was in that mood, like in that mental state. So in the
Ah,
beginning, I got into that. But let's get to whatever you want to talk about. Let's change the vibe. Let's change the mood.
for sure, for sure, for sure. So the when it comes to philosophy, bro, the thing with me is like even if I'm on a video call with, let's say, one of my friends from college, like if I would record, the conversations go for 3 hours, 4 hours, and we're just talking shit about life and philosophy. If I record that podcast and I post it online, it's better than any podcast Ranveer Alawade has ever recorded because that's just bullshit question that he wants to ask. You know what I'm saying, right? There is no. I think the conversation has to be tangential. It should go in a direction where it's going. There should be no foundations to it. So I don't have any questions. So yeah, like you tell me what, like do you read philosophy? Do you just like to learn philosophy from life itself? How do you like to go about it?
So I'm reading this book, Courage to be Disliked, and
I
I'm
saw your
reading,
tweet. I
yeah,
saw
I'm
your
reading it
tweet.
slowly, and that has got me into like that Stoicism philosophy kind of mode.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
I'm not a lot into it. Like, yeah, it's cool, but I want to make money.
So it's like, so if you really want to be sane while making money in the long run, I think you will have to, consume some of the doctrines of one or two philosophical texts, or I would say, different types of philosophies. Either you will, it's almost like there is a book for lawyers, right? These are the set of the rules that will help you win any debate whatsoever. So if I think in life, if you really want to keep yourself sane, and actually have a set of rules that you can look towards whenever you're stuck, it's necessary. Because if you don't have that, you will be on the YouTube listening to 50 different people and you will be confused. You'll be like, what the fuck am I, like, I don't even know what's truth and what's not. It's almost like that. So I think it's essential to have those set of doctrines that you can look up to and think from the fundamentally core principles. Because if you cannot do that, you will be, i, I don't know, like I get confused in my mind. You know what I'm saying, right? So it's almost like okay, you're like, it's like, what's the answer of you being unhappy? Like, why are you unhappy? What's the answer of it? Different people have different answers of it, right? And then philosophy, like stoicism, says the only reason why you're unhappy is because you're trying to control things that are not in your control. So that's a basic simple one line, and you will find, like, 2-hour videos from million different people on YouTube. And if you have not read the philosophical text, you would be bouncing from one video to another, or maybe one book to another book,
Yeah,
right? So that's what philosophy essentially is for me, and that's why I like it so much.
that's good.
Yeah. So have you ever read this book called Meditations?
No, I don't read a lot of books. I don't.
Mm.
So this is one of the books that I've started reading, but
Mhm.
I don't read a lot of books. I listen to podcasts and like I tried audiobooks for a while. It
Mhm.
didn't work out for me. I was enjoying them, but I didn't remember anything that I was listening to.
It's
So
audiobooks never made any sense to me, to be honest. Like, it's like people say that you can wash your utensils and you can hear to audiobooks, and like it's like, let's say you're doing something else and you're listening to an audiobook, and if you want to now pause and go back and listen to it again, you are not in a position to do that. So I just don't like listen. You cannot retain anything.
yeah,
There is no way you would ever be able to retain anything just by listening to audiobooks.
yeah.
So I don't like it for sure. But yeah. So
I
yeah, that's, yeah.
I don't. So Let me tell you this. The majority of the content I consume is random YouTube videos. Not random, but like from my subscription feed.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, I I like to watch stuff around marketing and stuff like that. But I don't read a lot of books.
Hmm. Yeah, that like I don't know, like different people have different ways of consuming information, I would say. But I just feel like there is no distraction when it comes to books. It's like it's very pure. If I would have to say, like, there is like you can throw your phone aside, you can throw your screens aside, you can sit with the book and you can consume in depth. There is because like if I am on like if I'm watching a YouTube video, and yeah, I get that, you can have plugins where your recommendations are off and all that kind of stuff. I get that. But still there are distractions. If I'm watching a video and if there is some title card on the top, I would get distracted, and what if I click on it? So I think videos are good, but sometimes it lead to partial consumption for me. So I just like to, so I have set of topics that I read books about, and apart from that, if there is something new, something very alien to me, I just like to watch videos on it first. That makes more sense. What people do is they are like, okay, I have never heard about this topic before, I would buy the book. And if you do that, you will get so bored, and you would be like, why the hell am I reading this book at the first place?
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I think the only way you can sit down and read a book for an hour is only when you are actually interested in the topic, you know or maybe you are trying, like, I don't know, like, if you tell me about a topic that I've never read before, I cannot read a book on it, because I need some visual information to start with, to get that idea settled in my mind.
I think it's just about, as you said, intrinsic motivation. If I have intrinsic motivation to learn and study about a particular
Yeah,
subject, then of course I'll
that's for
spend
sure.
hours on videos and books and trying to figure out how to do that stuff. For example, I have the whole weekend, tomorrow Saturday and then Sunday. I have the whole weekend, I have to work on a client campaign webinar.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I will be spending the whole night after this podcast on that webinar, just trying to figure out how to make it good.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it's a one-time thing, and if I do it well one time, if I spend 2 days on it, then it will
Yeah,
make me a lot of money and our clients a lot of money.
that's for sure.
So that's the intrinsic, and I keep coming back to it. Like the intrinsic motivation here is at the core money and to be
Money.
rich. So
That's
if someone is listening to this, you need to figure out what your intrinsic motivation is. If you want to get girls, you shouldn't be focused on making money.
making money.
There's
Makes
a
sense.
much more efficient way to get girls.
That, yeah, I agree with it 100%. So I think I think the clarity that you I think the clarity that you have about money is mind blowing.
Thank you.
Like, I think majority of the people do not have that clarity, or even if they have clarity about it, they do not want to speak it out loud. Like, uh, there would be a lot of desperate folks out there who want girls, but they won't say it out loud that I want girls. And I think if you don't say it out loud, you won't get it.
Yeah. Any hot girls watching this, DM me on Twitter at DONVESH.
Yeah, but the only thing you will figure out on Twitter is that Donvis is just posting about Hermosi, so you will end up watching Hermosi and get yourself in the marketing. So until unless you are ready to get yourself into the world of marketing, don't follow him.
Yeah, it's different for different. I have different kinds of people in my circle around me.
I'm just kidding, bro.
Like to people, to like normal guys, I don't talk about this stuff. None of the people know about it, like except my
Hmm.
close family. Most people don't know about what I'm doing. They just think I'm watching YouTube videos and watching movies, and that's what I tell them, and that's how I like to keep it for now. Like it's fine. I
Hmm.
don't want a lot of attention and
Hmm.
validation. It's
That's
just
good.
like working in a cave, just focus on making money.
I just want to make money.
Yeah.
Dude, you make your Twitter header that says, I just want to make money. What
Yeah,
does
I
it say
can.
now? What does it say now? Do you have Twitter header? Let me check it out.
I think it's a mountain or something like that.
It's almost like the clarity you have with money is infectious. You know what I'm saying?
I don't have clarity around money. I just have clarity around what I want, and that is,
That's money, right? So that's
yeah,
indirect clarity about I want to make money. What are you trying to say?
yeah,
That's that, right? So yeah, that's good. That's pretty good. Okay, so uh a lot of fooling around. It's just flowing pretty well. So I have a few things that I want to get into, which
yeah.
is the
What? Tell
is
me. I want to interrupt for a bit.
yeah,
One
yeah,
second.
yeah, you go
I'm
on.
sorry. What's the style of this podcast? Is it like 3 hour Joe Rogan style, or is it 1 hour? What's the
There
like?
is no style of the podcast, right? The name of the podcast itself is Escape Normalcy. So whatever you have seen, probably it just comes in and penetrates that and be something random out there, right? It's just about having conversations with the people who actually basically are trying something else and doing something out of the path that society has not forced them to do.
Yeah,
That's it. That's it, right? So like it's all. So some guests come to me and they're like, dude, I just have 30 minutes. I'm like, cool. I have 10 questions that I'll ask you, like more or less, and that's it. That's done. Some people are like, dude, let's just have a fun conversation, and we just have a fun conversation. People just like to listen to conversations, right? People don't care about what they're talking about. They just, it's almost like, I think the podcast should just almost be like, that the person who is listening to it feels like they're sitting in the same room with the people who are talking with each other. It's almost like that. So that's
yeah.
about it.
I agree with that, but I have a different style of listening to podcasts, and I have different moods. So one
Mhm.
mood is like I just want to listen to these two people talk, and that's
Mm.
not a mood. That's like based on people. If
Yeah, for
there
sure.
are two people, I just want to listen whatever they're talking about. Then, for example, Hermosi, even if he doesn't talk about business, then I'll listen to him.
Hmm, hmm, hmm,
But
hmm, hmm.
for some people, like there are some people who I want their knowledge and inputs around a specific topic. Maybe it's business or, for example, getting clients or making money or getting girls,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
So
that makes sense.
yeah, I just want to make sure that like if this is a 1 hour thing, then we
Hmm.
make this
No, no.
valuable for the people
Then
because I
I'll
have all night. We can make it 10 hours.
oh fuck, now let's go. So cool, bro. Like I don't have any work to do. I'm done with everything, with family, with friends, with girlfriends. So yeah. So
This is
that's
like
fine.
my fourth or fifth podcast. So
Yeah.
you have to guide me through it. I don't know a lot about
Dude,
doing podcasts.
what is podcast? It's just conversations, right? And that's what we've been doing. It's already been 40 minutes. So we are going
Yeah.
good. We are going good,
Okay.
right? And so the thing with the value, when you talk about value, what I do is I just have random conversations with people. I ask few questions here and there. And I know that anyone who is listening to the entire conversation, like there are some people who would like to listen to the entire conversation. There would be some people who would be like just where the value is, right? So I just trim the clips which are valuable and then repost them. So it's just like,
Yeah, that's good.
yeah. So like it's not that, if we just a random conversation, there is no value in it. But it's there is, as you just said, like half the 19 years old are stupid. So like there is value for everybody, right?
Okay.
So that's that. So you are from Delhi? Where are you
Yeah.
from?
Yeah,
Cool.
Delhi.
So you have lived your whole life in Delhi?
Yeah.
What? Perfect. Is the air poisonous?
What?
Is Delhi's air poisonous?
Yes, but we live in the outskirts of Delhi, so it's cool.
Hmm. I love asking this question to people who are from Delhi because then they are like, okay, it's bad, but I fucking live here. So like, how do I go about answering this? Like a lot of people, a lot of people. So they kind of indirectly try to defend it. They're like, yeah, it's bad, but like it's fine. Like
Yeah, I don't,
you won't
let me
you
tell you
won't
this.
die.
I don't defend my surroundings. So I work, all of my clients are from the US.
Yeah.
And when we are doing like, when we are selling their products and stuff,
Hmm.
people from India don't have that purchasing power as compared to
That's for
US.
that's
That
for
and
sure.
that's an objective thing. So
Hmm.
I am very detached from it. I'm like, yeah, let's not focus on India. Let's not
Yeah,
focus
that's
on
for
the
sure.
Indian market. So I'm
Yeah.
not like, I'm from India, so I need to do good for my country.
That's the topic of nationalism and shit. Like I don't give a shit about it. So, like,
Yeah.
dude,
So I'm very
some people,
detached. I'm
some
very
people,
detached from things like these.
some people give me hate in the comments for saying that. I don't, I don't know.
It's your podcast. You have to handle it.
Like I can do whatever the fuck I want. I don't care. So yeah,
Okay.
whatever. So yeah, yeah, that's that. So what? So you just started scrolling Twitter. You just followed a bunch of people. You saw that okay, this person made $70,000 in the last 7 days. So I want to make this money. So I will also get myself into the world of it. That's
Yeah.
how you went about it. What are you
Yeah.
doing with the scissor, bro? What did you just do?
I have various different things on my desk.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, continue.
What's the weirdest thing on your desk right now?
I think it's this scissor.
That's what it's like you're doing like this with the scissor, and I like what the fuck. Okay. Okay. So there are a few questions as well on the Twitter, by the way. Like, people wanted to get deep into your work, which I will address in some time. Probably
Yeah.
I'll ask you the questions, right? So you talk a lot about copywriting, client acquisition, and how one should be innovative when it comes to outreaching. You give a lot of direct shit to people who are just doing the things that everybody is doing. you
Yeah.
know it's almost like that. You are very direct about it, dude. Like, if you're doing it, you suck. Like, it's not going to work. Do
Yeah.
maybe try something else. So maybe tell people, if they're starting in 2022, they're trying to get themselves in the world of service, how should they approach it? The more detail you are, the better.
Okay, that's a very high level question. So
Yeah. Now let's tune up let's have conversation that go past some of people's head, and they're like, what the fuck are these guys talking about?
okay. Okay. Donvish serious mode
The
on.
Twitter don't wish.
So let's say you're a complete beginner. You don't know shit about shit. You're just watching this podcast and you want to make money and you want to be rich like me. Now, there's I'm not rich. I have an Android phone. So if you consider that being rich, we have we have different metrics of being rich. But if you want to make money in general, then I think the first thing you need to understand is, so let's start from the complete beginning, and this might be a bit too vague and platitude, but let's start from zero. So you need to have something that people buy. Like if I have this mic, you have a very very expensive mic. I want to buy that mic, bro. Like it's like $500 the last time I checked it, and I thought
Yeah.
I don't want to spend $500 on a mic, mostly because I'm not a podcaster.
Obviously, dude. Like, why would you? Why would you? Like, you
Yeah,
don't even create videos. Like, if you would even be creating videos for YouTube, I would have told you to buy it. But like,
yeah,
what's the point of buying a mic if you don't create video content? So yeah.
yeah. I have this mic just for like client calls and stuff like that. But anyways, let's not get distracted. So I
Hmm.
have this mic. Why now? This mic is like $110, $100, whatever. If I want to make $50 right now, I could go around and find somebody and sell it for 50% discount. Like, bro,
Hmm.
give me $50. I bought it for 100, and
Hmm.
then I'll get $50. In the similar fashion, you need to have something that you can sell. Now, it may be physical, it may be digital. And I don't think physical is very easy and profitable for people just starting out. So let's continue with digital because I'm doing digital. I stay away from physical, less profit margins, a lot of skills required. For example, with an e-com brand, you need like 10 different skills, a lot of business capital, and a lot of persistence and
Yeah.
determination to make it work.
So that, see, like, I think if we talk about product and service both, people would be like, then it's going to be an 40 minutes long answer. Let's just talk about service, for
Yeah.
anybody who is trying to get in the world of service.
Yeah. Okay. The other thing that you can sell is a digital thing. And in digital, we have like courses, digital products like templates, stuff like that. And then you can even sell your time. That's basically what services is. I'm working for my clients and I'm working with them, I'm working on a project and I'm making money. Now, there are multiple ways that I could sell a service. There are multiple kinds of services. So let's start with multiple kinds of services. I could sell you, I could DM you and tell you, hey, bro, I know you have a 2 hour long podcast every week. Let me watch the whole podcast, cut the clips, edit it, and give you the clips. I'll give you 10 clips for every podcast and I'll charge you 500, or let's say $50. And now I'm suddenly making $50 for something that is not physical, that is not a real tangible physical thing, but it's in my head. So what I can do after I have made a deal with you is watch 10 hours of YouTube videos
Hmm.
of how to edit videos,
Yeah.
get a subscription of Premium Pro, like Premiere Pro, I think.
Premiere Pro, yeah.
Yeah, Premiere Pro, and then you don't even have to buy the subscription, just get the torrent version.
Obviously.
And then edit the videos and get
Hmm.
$50.
Yeah.
Now, there's a very small nuance here that most people didn't notice. I sold the service to you first, and then I learned the skill.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how to edit videos, but I'm going to reach out to 50 people every day until one of them agrees to pay me 50 or let's say $500 a month. And once I get that $500 per month contract, then I'll go to YouTube and learn how to do video editing and then sell that. Now, after this 5 minute long rant, most people are generally like good enough aware so that I can get a bit more tactical and stuff like that. So let's start with why people are not making money. You're not making money because you're fucking stupid. If you are selling the same thing as 100 other people are selling, why would I buy from you? If you are selling Facebook ads to me, why would I choose you over 100 other people? Answer this question. I get this question almost like every week and I reply with the same thing. Why should I choose you over 100 other people?
Yeah.
So you need to find an answer on that. Maybe that is price, maybe you are cheaper, but price and
That's
being
a
cheaper
black
is,
hole.
yeah, it's not good. So you want to change your offer. You want to change what you're selling. Before, for $50, I was selling you edited videos. No, I was selling you 10 clips from one podcast for $50. That was what I was selling you. What if I change that offer a bit? I will get you 1,000 extra subscribers every month. Now you would
Hmm.
pay me a lot more than $50 for that.
That's for sure.
So let's say we are at $500 now. Let's change the offer even more now. Are you making any money from this podcast?
Me?
Yeah.
No money, bro.
What if I make you an extra $1,000 per month from this podcast? Would you pay me $200 per month from that 1,000?
100%. Yes, sir.
So now I'm getting $200.
Do we have a deal?
No.
Yeah, you got.
So you just need to figure out how you are different. You can be different with your pricing. You can be different with your time. Let's say the other people are getting the 10 clips in 1 week after the podcast is launched. But that's too late. That's already too late, and the podcast has died by now in the algorithm's eyes. I will give you 10 clips in 24 hours.
Hmm.
That's so much more valuable than 7 days. And I could
Ah,
charge more money for that. I could charge $1,000 for that, just for that speed.
yeah, that's true. Just to summarize quickly what Justin said, either you save them time or either you make them money. Like, if there is something different that you're doing, I think there is something that you need to rethink. Like, either you have to save someone time or you have to make them money, right? Like, else why would someone pay you money? Like, it's as simple as that. So
That's
yeah,
the most basic form of it. Then we
that's
can add
basic
more nuance
for
to it.
sure.
Maybe, so I was talking to this person and they were selling a $1,500 per month package for writing Twitter threads. And they were selling, I think, one thread a week. So
Wow,
I'll give you 4 Twitter threads for $1,500. And that's a shitty offer.
that's a shitty offer for sure.
So they are just giving the 4 threads on a Google Doc. They're not even posting it. The offer becomes 3x more valuable if I
Hmm.
just post the content myself instead of giving you the Google Doc and then you have to edit it and then you
And
have to
poster.
post it. The offer can become 3x more valuable again when I handle your whole Twitter account for you, not just give you tweets and threads and post it for you.
Yeah.
Maybe handling the DMs, replying to DMs, engaging with everyone in the DMs and comments so that we can potentially get a $5,000 per month client for our clients. So once they are making 5K per month because of us, they will happily pay us $2,000.
Yeah.
So in 10 minutes, we went from $50 to $2,000 per month. Now, this is like very, very basic stuff. And I don't know what like the awareness level of the people who are listening to this is, but the first thing is many people say work for free. I say don't work for free. Many people say charge more. I say don't charge more. Because a lot of people, when they say work for free, the positioning they go with, like in their cold outreach messages, in the cold DMs, cold emails, they say, hey man, I'm going to do this stuff for you and I'll do it for free in exchange of a testimonial. Now, for me as a business owner, the most important thing that I have is my time. So what you are basically telling me is that I take out my time and train you every day for 6 months. And for the first 3 months, you provide shitty output. And then you are reasonably good in the next 3 months because it's essentially an internship kind of training.
Yeah.
And then after 6 months, when you're good enough, you'll leave me and
Hmm.
either get a better paying job where the client pays you real money or you start your own thing. So why would I
Hmm.
do that? A better positioning than that would be like the when I said for for every dollar I make you, I'll take 20% revenue.
Hmm.
And then you set up systems to calculate and attribute revenue to your work directly. And based on that specific attributed revenue, let's say it's 20%, let's say the company is making 100K per month, and because of you, they made 5K last month. Now you can charge them 20% of that 5K, which is like $1,000. That is a much better positioning than I will work with you for free.
Yeah,
Now,
but
what you
bro,
can,
the problem with a lot of people with this particular thing that you just said is, first of all, they're not confident with the shit they know. They're like, dude, like I know this, but I don't know if I know this good enough. You know, they're all almost like that, and they are at a place where they just won't work to start with. You know, because they
why?
know that, yeah, because if someone is going out and they don't have case studies, they don't have testimonials and reviews, if they promise someone that, okay, I'm going to, so especially when there is risk involved from the client side, like for example, if you are doing ads and you go to someone and you are like, okay, I will make money when only when you make money, still the clients is trusting you with their ad budget, right? So then it gets hard for people to even get that.
I don't think you should get into ads to begin with. That's the first thing. And then to answer your question, everyone who is being a guru on YouTube and Twitter and teaching how to get clients and shit like that, a certain time period ago, for me it was 2 years ago, I didn't have case studies.
Hmm.
How do you think I got clients? I got my first client at $40. He paid me $40 for a sales page.
Hmm. Hmm.
Do you think I had a case study
Obviously,
back
nobody has
then?
it, bro. Like even I had nothing.
So,
Yeah, but I get the point. Yeah,
yeah, like the excuse of not having testimonials and case studies is just stupid.
it's bullshit for sure. Like you have to get your way in. Like you have to figure it out anyways. Like you
And then
figure it out.
there's the confidence part of things. Confidence
Yeah.
comes when you get results. Right now we have generated good money for our clients, and I'm super confident about myself. So
Mhm.
when I'm on sales calls, it's me interviewing the other guy and
Mhm.
saying, "Here, tell me about yourself, bro." Like I was in the beginning of this podcast.
I
So on
like
the
it.
sales calls also, I just flip the script and I'm like, "Bro, you're not trying to see if you want to hire me. I'm trying to
We'll
see
figure
if
it
I
out
want to work with you and invest in your business, because essentially I'm investing a lot of my time and my team's time and resources to work with them and
for
make
sure.
them money." So that's the positioning that I go with. And then when when I got my first $40 per sales letter client, it was just like a Gumroad page I wrote for him in September 2020, or even before that, I think July, August 2020. I was charging very little money, but back then it was good money for me. Like $40 is good.
Mm-hmm.
And you just have to stop thinking about things so much.
Yeah,
Like don't
that's
don't
cool.
don't overthink and think about I don't have confidence. You already, so I read a tweet recently and it was about when you ask someone, and just before reading that tweet I had asked two people for advice about a certain topic, and then I read a tweet and it was something like, when you are asking someone for advice, you are bullshitting yourself and wasting your time. You already have the answer.
Hmm.
And then when I read that, the answer came to me automatically, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, but it's almost like the thing with the advice is like there are certain things and certain thoughts that you're partially clear about in your mind. Like you know you have the answer, but you just want to solidify it. You know, it's almost like if someone comes to you and tell it, maybe in a certain tone or maybe even harshly, it gets stuck in your mind, and now you are very, you're just, you basically have that uh, confidence in that particular thought that you already had in your mind. It just solidifies and stays and sticks in your mind. So I think that's the reason why humans ask for advice so much.
I think it's validation.
Yeah, maybe.
Validation plus permission to do things. And
Mm-hmm.
let me tell you this. This is going to be super valuable for people. I
Hmm.
have been kind of remotely closely managing and advising 6 7 people for the past 1 year for
Hmm.
free in the DMs, just talking to them regularly.
Hmm.
Two of them are making good money right now, and good money is like more money than a usual doctor in India.
Tell people straight to the face that's good money.
10 lakhs a month.
Hmm.
The difference between those two people and the rest 6 7 people is they just did more work.
Hmm.
So
That's
you
for
just
sure.
do more outreach. Like
Hmm.
each problem that you have has a certain issue. Because of that issue you have that problem. Let's say you're not, so there are three main pillars of any business. We have traffic, then we have conversion, and then we have fulfillment. Traffic is how many people know, how many people know, they just know that you are doing something like that, and they're aware that you're selling something like that. For example, if you have an Amul full cream shop, how many people know that you are selling milk?
Hmm.
They just know it.
Everybody,
You,
they
you
just know
don't
it.
have to pitch them, you don't have to try to sell them every day, but they just are aware of that.
Hmm.
And then there's like direct traffic and then pitching and stuff like that. And then, so that's traffic. Then we have conversion. which is more about like VSLs, webinars, sales pages, copywriting, sales calls, all that stuff, where we try to convince people who are traffic. We are trying to convert traffic into customers and clients. And
Customers,
then we
essentially.
have fulfillment. Fulfillment is basically not scamming people and doing what you said you will be
Mm.
doing in your sales page, webinar, VSL, or sales call. So
Yeah.
those are the three main things that we have in any business. Now let's see. I'm going to go on a rant now. I'm in the flow. So let's see
Yeah.
what business problem you have. Let's take the first biggest problem. I don't have any clients. Well, how many emails are you sending every day? If you send 50 emails per day for the next 3 months, how many emails is that? 90 into 50, I think.
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
No,
4,500 emails.
whatever. Yeah. 4,100. Yeah.
Bro, I told you I'm a genius. So 4,500 emails. Let's say you skipped a few days, it's 4,000 emails.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be conservative and say one. Uh, so a good reply rate on cold email campaigns is 10 to 15%. But let's be conservative and let's say 5% only.
Mm-hmm.
So 5% of 4,500 is how much? 225, something like that.
Whatever you say. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not sure. So I said 4,000 later. 5% of that is 200. So 200 people replied to the email, and they are remotely interested. They're asking like, show me your case studies. How much do you charge? What are you offering? Stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So you have conversation, you reply to those emails, you reply to those messages, DMs, whatever, and you try to convince the maximum number of people to get on a call with you. A good call booking rate is 5%, but because we're making 5% the reply rate, let's make 2% the call booking rate. So 2% of 4,000 is, bro, I'm tired now. 1% of 4,000 is how much? 40?
40.
So 80 people. Let's say 50 people. Let's make it even more conservative. Let's say 20 people.
Mm-hmm.
Super conservative. Out of 200 people, you convinced 20 people to get on a call with you.
Yeah. Basic
And this
math.
is a 3-month period. Can you not close one guy out of 20 people?
I think even the stupidest person should be able to do that.
A
For sure.
good close rate. So close rates depend a lot on the offer. Like for example, for me, our offer is structured in a way where when we pitch, our close rate is like 80%. But a good close rate is like 10, 20, let's say 40% when they pitch. So this is a bit different from the overall close rate. But when you pitch, you have a 40% close rate. And if you're just starting out, you should work with anyone and everyone you can work with.
That's for
You
sure.
don't have high standards like me. So if you close even one guy out of 20, then you have a client. So we have covered traffic, we have covered conversion. Now we have fulfillment. Now that you have closed the client, you just need to spend hours and hours every day, every night to figure out how to do what you promised to do for them, and then just work and grind hard and get them good results. Once you have that one good case study, things become much simpler.
That's for
It
sure.
might take you 6 months of outreach, sending 50 emails per day. And 50 emails per day sounds small, but when you do it on day one, you'll start crying.
I've been through that phase.
So
Also, like, just to add context over here, like, you heard all the math that he just said. So some people would be, they'll be like, let's fucking kill it. He said 50, I'll do 100. And then they'll do it for 2 days and then they'll burnt out, and then they won't do shit for the next 1 week. That's not the way to go about it, you guys. You figure out how many emails you are able to send by pushing yourself. Like, if you are able to send 40 emails, do that consistently for 6 months or 3 months or whatever time it takes for you to sign your first few clients. Do not go hams on it and be like, I'm going to send 100 emails per day because I want to close a client in the next 20 days. Like it doesn't work like that. You need a decent time frame to figure out what type of emails are even working for you. What are the things that you should optimize to go to that extra volume and a lot of things. So don't burn yourself out just right out of the bat, like, because people go for the short time frame and they're like, I want to close the client in the next 10 days. So I would rather send 200 emails today, so they burn themselves out. So yeah, you go on.
Yeah, I don't have much to add. So those are like the three pillars of any business model: traffic, conversion, and fulfillment. And once you have that first client, then you figure out, okay, now I have a good case study. Now all I have to do is make all the people aware of this case study. The first
Yeah.
most high ROI thing, and this is something that I have not tweeted about. This is very high ROI, and this is very powerful. You go back to the 200 people that you had conversations with, all 200 of them, and you give them that case study, because those are the people who are interested and you have already talked to them. Show them the
Yeah.
case study. Hey man, I just worked with this guy and I made him $10,000 in 90 days. Let's see if we can do something similar for you instead. So that's like the full cold email script that you can send to cold traffic, like people who don't know you and who have never engaged or talked to you. But these 200 people are super, like, not super, but they are highly qualified. The 20 people you had calls with, they are super qualified.
Super qualified for sure.
So you just follow up with all those people and try to get clients out of that first.
It's it it almost feels like when you have put in enough work in the volume, you seem to get that ice ball effect. You know, like it's a dead valley at the start for a long period of time, and then things happen so quickly that then you're like, okay, how am I even able to going to fulfill it? It's almost like that. So things
Yeah.
compounds. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
That's, bro, every, the problem, the solution to each of your problem is usually more volume. Just work more.
That's Harmozy shouts this single thing in every fucking video for sure. Like he is like,
Yeah.
dude, like just so the reason why I love Harmozy is because he's like, you don't even have a problem, you know, you're just not putting in the work. So fucking put in the work and then think about the problem, the smallest and shittiest problem that you're talking about. Like I do not have like, how do I get my first client is not a problem. It's just a equation where you have not just put in the enough work.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the thing. That's for sure. You need volume.
Just treat everything like maths. People are like maths. Like if I tell you fuck off for 10 minutes, eventually you will just get back at me and then turn off this podcast. It's just a matter of time when you're putting in like enough volume and doing enough outreach that you'll get a client eventually. Eventually something will happen.
That's for sure. Yeah, I realized it.
It's not a question of if, it's a question of when.
That's for sure. It's also, like, so this is my favorite value of conversations where I like to, merge business with philosophy for some reason. It's almost like, how bad do you really fucking want it? Like, so some people half-heartedly would be like, Akshat, how do I get my first client? Like the
Yeah.
people who really want it are not asking these questions in the first place. Because like you Google how do I get my first client, you will get 1,000 different articles and videos about it. Like, what are you talking about? Like, why are you in my DMs asking me how to get the first client? It's because you're finding some kind of escape route.
Yeah.
You are thinking in my mind that Akshat will tell me something that will give me my first client tomorrow. It's not going to happen, right? And I think for the people who really want it bad enough, they just get it, man. Like they just get it. They don't think about, I do not have the case studies, I do not have the reviews, I do not have the testimonials. I didn't have shit, dude. Like I just reached out to people on LinkedIn randomly. I didn't even know how to frame sentences properly, But then eventually, by doing it again and again and again, I just figured out a way to close clients. And I think that timeline is going to be variable for a lot of different people. Like if you are coming from the tier 3 city of India, you don't even know how to talk in English properly. You probably will take a lot more time than the person who is already fluent in English and know what he's talking about. It's almost like that. If we specifically talk about people who have English as their native language, so it's also about the idea that you just cannot compare your journey with someone else by
I
let's
think
say.
I don't agree with that, partly.
Okay, tell me why. Let's
I mentioned in the beginning of the podcast that I read almost a book a week, fiction, like long, long
Mhm.
fiction, like 500, 800, 1000 pages of fiction for
Yeah.
almost 2, 3 years.
Yeah,
When you do that, you get good English. Like
that's for
I
sure.
was not born with good English.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, so
and I was
dude,
not even comfortable speaking English for a long time. Like I got comfortable when I started speaking to my clients and stuff like that.
yeah,
And I'm still
yeah.
not very good at it.
See, that's, I think there are a lot of very variables involved in this for sure. People like, see, like you and I are fortunate enough to who are at a place where we have that access to everything, and we're like, okay, I want to read this book, I will just read this book. Half the people in India, they won't even know who Dan Brown is. They didn't have the circumstances and environment to explore fiction, if I have to say. They just led a life for the first 20 years of their lives where they were in a bubble in a city with people who don't know shit about what fiction is, who Dan Brown is, and if speaking and reading English even matters. You know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
So then I'll tell you what happened. Look, like I talk to a lot of people and they are just so anxious and nervous in their minds, and because they are always comparing to the people who are already doing great things of their age. Because it's almost like if people see Donvesh, your Twitter account on Twitter, with a kid who is 19-year-old, who have 25,000 followers on Twitter, making a lot of money, there would be a lot of people who would be like, fuck dude, what am I doing? Like, what am I doing in my life? Like, I'm just a stupid person. And that's I think most of the time it's a bad narrative that you just cannot compare yourself with Donvesh, because you don't know who Donvesh is, where he's coming from, what's the type of work he's put in. It's like you can get inspired, you should get inspired that if he can do it, I can. That's for sure. But if you would get at a place in your mind where you would be like, dude, like he's doing a lot of things, I'm doing nothing, like fuck it, like I'm just not good enough. you know so I think that narrative and the story that you're telling yourself should be very positive and optimistic. Like,
That's perfect.
yeah,
Like
it's
the phrase, the story you are telling yourself is very powerful, because a lot
that's
of times, not a lot of times, 99% of the times, life is not what you think is happening to you. 99% of the life that is happening
it's
to you is just a story that you're telling yourself.
that's for sure.
Similarly, for a long, long time, and still right now, I have this imposter syndrome. Like, why would US guys and like people who have been in the business for tens of years and they're worth multiple $1 million, why would they hire a person like me?
Hmm.
I think it's just about the story you're telling yourself and the language you're using with yourself.
That's
I
for sure.
I don't believe in affirmations, but I do believe in positive self-talking, which is
For
not
sure.
talking shit to yourself. That I'm
That's
stupid, I'm an idiot. Like I said in the beginning, I'm a genius, bro. Like you can if so I learned this from Andrew Tate, and he's a fucking genius. So he's a much bigger genius than me. But I'm I'm good. I'm good. So
Mhm.
he said you have the ability to think whatever you want to think. You can
Mhm.
think that you are stupid. You can think you are the smartest person on the world. Now, if
Yeah.
you have that ability, why wouldn't you think that you are smart AF? So I think I'm smart,
Mm.
I'm handsome, I'm beautiful, I'm rich. I'm the marketing genius. I'm everything, bro.
Like it's there is a beautiful quote that goes like, you suffer more in imagination than in reality.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, like tell yourself stories that everything is going wrong with you. Yeah, like you suck, people around you are not supportive of you, but in reality it might not be the case. You might just be telling these pessimistic stories to yourself because you just do not want to put in the work.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you are in control. You are in control. Like if you are, like, it's like if you have an internet, if you have a laptop, if you have food to eat, if you have a house to live, if you have loving good parents, you cannot make excuses.
Yeah.
You should not make excuses. It's almost like that, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like when people come to me in my DMs and they ask me, even sometimes silly questions, even though I should be very harsh to them for asking silly questions, I am very humble to them, because they are just telling the wrong story to their mind, and that's the only shift that they need, you know. So
I think the best thing that we can do to people is be direct. So I was watching a Hermosi video last year,
uh-huh.
and he said, if you're making less than 1 million per year
Just
USD,
focus on one thing.
and you have multiple businesses, then clearly that multiple business strategy is not working for you. So just try to do one
Do
business
one month,
and
one,
get to
one.
1 million per year.
Hmm.
And he basically roasted me in the eyes.
Dude,
Like
for sure,
he was looking at the camera like this. Clearly that multiple business strategy was
it's
not
not
working.
working for you. He's a savage, bro. He also those big muscles and big cows, and when he speaks, but with by when he's looking in your eyes, it's almost it almost feels like that he's shouting at you, but he's not. I don't. It's very weird. Like you just have to believe him. You know what I'm saying, right? Like he's like, dude, just cut your bullshit.
Yeah, I think he has very high conviction in what he's saying, and that's mostly because he has experienced most of the stuff that he's talking about.
Yeah, like he's not bullshitting, and he doesn't even care, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I have one more weird thing on my table, but forget it.
okay, cool. Yeah, yeah. So that's about that. Like that's when it comes to getting clients and getting yourself into the world of service business. Um, and I think,
I have one thing to add there. And
yeah.
that is when I was starting out, I was a lot about tactics. Like give me the
Hmm.
tactic, give me the templates and scripts and checklists.
Yeah,
And the tactics are simple, bro. Like three pillars of the business, figure out what pillar you are struggling with, and then
that's
do the work in that pillar. If it's client acquisition, then do more outreach
it's
and get more traffic. If it's conversion rate, then learn copywriting, learn sales.
That's for sure.
If
So sorry to interrupt, but like I created a 15-minute long video on this exact thing that you're
Yeah,
talking about, right? I am like, so what happens with people is I'll tell you, even I struggle with this. You'll go to internet, you will be like, okay, I want to make money. And some people would be like, learn copywriting, right? And then you learn copywriting, but still you don't know how to make money because you don't even know what category, like how copywriting is basically helping you. So figuring out that okay, you need something to sell, you need traffic on that offer or the thing that you're selling, basically the eyeballs, set of people who notice what you're doing, converting them and delivering it. Like these are like, if I just have to add one more thing, which is just you need something. There are four things that you need to just have in your mind, and whatever you're learning on the internet about making money, everything should fall in at least one of those buckets.
yeah,
And even if like you just at least have to be aware of it. Okay, why am I learning this? Like what is the significance of it and how I can use it in my business? Because if you do not have that clarity, again you will be bouncing all over the place. Because one day you would be like, now I'm going to be a e-commerce master, now I'm going to be a info product ninja, now I'm going, you know what I'm saying, right? Like we have all been at a place where we are like, oh, now I'm going to be a millionaire using this, now I'm going to be a millionaire doing this. So you need that clarity of, okay, why the hell are you doing, why are you learning? Is it because someone told you to, or are you really aware of how it is going to be helpful for you? I think that's really important. So when you say that, it just It's almost like you have watched my YouTube video. No, I'm kidding. Like, because I just created a 15-minute video on the exact same thing that you're just talking about.
Yeah, that's good, bro. That's awesome.
Yeah, you need that clarity. So, okay, cool, bro. Like, we have talked about, I think we have talked in very depth about how to get a first, like how to get yourself started in the service. But basically, we didn't talk about anything. We just told people just put in the work. You know,
Yeah.
just cut
There's
the
no
crap,
there's no other secret. I think a lot of the mindset and philosophy and stoicism stuff is just to
just put in the work.
no. It's just to make you understand that stuff is simple. Like life is fucking simple.
No,
And there's
dude.
there's no complicated black hat trick and tips. There are many things that I don't
Mhm.
share, like black hat stuff, but it's not so much valuable. When you
It's not.
get to a good level, you'll automatically know those black hat tips.
It's yeah. So it's like philosophy is weird. So sometime it
I
will.
shouldn't even be talking about philosophy, bro. I'm 19.
Oh, for sure, bro. Like even I shouldn't. Like I'm 20. I'm just 23. So why the like we don't know shit. You know, we just don't know shit. But it feels good to read. So like some of the times philosophy is like life is misery. You know, life struggle, and it's like acceptance of that fact that life is misery makes you happy because then you are always in the moment when even the smallest things happen to you, smallest good things happen to you. So like philosophy apart. Yeah, so yeah, if you're listening to this, if you're listening to Donvesh, he's 19, he's making a lot of money. Cut the crap, just put in the work, increase the volume, and eventually you will get there wherever you want to. Right? I think that's the quick summary of it just taught. Right? Okay. So, bro, there are a few questions that people want to ask you. Let's see if there are some good
Bro,
questions.
I am so excited for this. There have been so many times when like podcast guys tweet that, and then I ask questions to other like people who are guests, and then this is the first time this is happening to me.
You know why that happens? You know
Why?
why that happens? Because people have the scripts that I want to ask these 5 questions, and I will ask these 5 questions, and sometimes conversation extends so much that like now I cannot ask those questions that were sitting in my like Twitter comments. So I think that before I ask you those questions, there is this one segment that I do which is called Twitter dives. Yeah. So I just find out few tweets from someone's profile and I just want and ask them to elaborate upon it because
Okay.
sometimes Twitter is not lengthy enough for people to understand it properly what the person or author is trying to basically convey and saying, right?
Yeah.
So pretty much or like I went through a lot of your tweets, like almost every tweet, and like most of your tweets are very direct. Like anybody would understand it. But there are few that I just wanted to kind of read out loud and would like you to elaborate upon it more. So you said rate of growth is more important than current revenue. You gave an example, but you just tell people what do you mean by it right now by taking an example, if you will.
What's the example? I don't want to give the same example.
The example was if you are at 50,000 MRR with
Yeah,
10% growth.
okay.
Yeah.
So this is like kind of difficult language, but let me simplify it.
Yeah.
If you have, how many followers do you have?
On where?
Twitter.
Twitter, I have 658.
600 followers, let's say. You have 600 followers, I have 25,000 followers. Just vague numbers.
Yeah.
If you are growing, every day you are getting 500 followers, and every day I'm getting 50 followers. Eventually, eventually, no matter how big the difference is, no matter if you have 600 followers and I have 50,000 followers, if you're getting 500 followers a day and I'm getting 50 followers a day, eventually you will have more followers than me.
True.
Rate of growth is a leading indicator,
Mm-hmm.
and the current speed that you have, and I use the speed example like because we have speed and acceleration. The current speed or the current position you are in is a lagging indicator. Like I have 25,000 followers because I tweeted every day for last 2 years, almost every day. You have 600 followers because you started last month, whatever, and you're
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
tweeting
Whatever.
regularly. But now you're tweeting 50 times a day. I'm tweeting once a day. You're getting 500 followers a day. I'm getting 50. You will win eventually.
True.
So if someone is listening to me, for the 10 people who are listening,
No,
I'm
a
not
lot.
saying that because you have less subscribers. I'm saying that because I don't find myself very interesting that people would listen to me. But whatever. For
Uh,
the
I'll I'll
for
make
whoever.
I'll I'll make the thumbnail clickable
Okay, I have a lot of stuff to talk about that also. So we'll talk about thumbnails.
for sure.
If you are putting in the work today, that is going to be the leading indicator. Rate of growth is a leading indicator. Leading indicator is like a metric which tells you the future. Lagging indicator is a metric which tells you the output of your past.
Hmm. Hmm. Makes sense.
So if someone is listening to this and you are making no money and I am at, let's say, $1,000 a month, random number, eventually if I'm making, let's say, if my income increase is 1% per month and your income increase, let's say you're making $1, just to make the percentages real. If your income increases 500%, eventually you will be more rich than me. You'll be
Yeah.
richer than me. So rate of growth is a leading indicator. That's
Hmm.
what that tweet is about.
That's sweet. Yeah.
I
Now.
think the moral of that tweet, the moral of that story, the rant is focus more on your leading indicators
Hmm.
instead of the lagging indicators.
Yeah. It's hey, I got the point now. Yeah. Makes sense. That's pretty insightful to be honest. Like, and I think people like not a lot of people would have got it very clearly just out of the tweet that you just said. So that's the reason why I pick up some tweets, and I think this is the only one that I found. I think maybe I missed a lot, but I just wanted to kind of
It's one of the few tweets that are a bit complex.
yeah. So that's why that's really just want. So how I actually go about this when I really want. I'm searching for the tweets that I want the guest to elaborate more upon. I go
Yeah,
to advanced Twitter search and
yeah,
I sort the tweets with the lowest retweets and lowest likes.
yeah. That's
You
good.
know, yeah, because the things that makes which are a bit generic and makes people feel good, they get a lot of likes, right? So the less the likes, the less, because the less likes are either because the tweet is bullshit, or is it because people do not understand it properly. So that's how I go about it. Cool. Okay, so now let's get into questions that people wanted to ask you. Yeah. Cool. So, okay, someone asked, like, he's a good friend of mine. He was my roommate in the college. So I don't know about this. Like he asked, how did you come to the decision of shutting down your last agency and starting a new one? Like, is that a valid question? Like, did you had an agency before? Did you shut down and started a new one?
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
This is an interesting question, and this is a very good question. I have
Hmm.
not talked about this before in the past.
Let's do
There
it.
are, so I was doing, I had a season, so I had a season where I was doing podcasts last year.
Yeah.
Like this year, I did like this is my fourth or fifth, I think third or fourth podcast this year. Last year
Hmm.
also I did like three, four podcasts, and multiple times I mentioned earlier in this podcast that I don't have much self control, but I am self aware.
Hmm.
Multiple times last year, I caught myself saying that I got lucky
Hmm.
with my first agency. So I just wanted to prove myself that let's start from zero again and try to see if I can get to where I am. And I did it. So that's pretty cool. That's one of the reasons. The second one was I was doing lead gen and it's kind of boring. I got shiny object syndrome, to be honest. That's the one of the main reasons. So second reason is shiny object syndrome, and I wanted to get into like core direct response marketing stuff. So I did that. The third reason is I wanted to have less clients and make more money.
Hmm.
An example of that is usually in lead gen, my retainers were like, the usual retainers are like 2 to 3K per month USD. Right now we have 5, 6 clients and we don't have retainers. It's rev based, like rev
They're
share
based.
kind of stuff.
That's
One of the client campaigns that I'm working on right now is hopefully by the end of this month going to pay us 20 to 25K. One client, 1 month of campaign.
kudos to you, bro.
So that's revenue. That's not my profit. That's
Mhm.
like the complete agency's
That's
revenue.
for sure.
Chris is
Mhm.
going to get paid from that. He'll say, I want more money. And then the copywriters will ask for money. The
Mhm.
appointment setters and the sales guys will ask for money.
Okay,
But
quickly, how many members do you have in the team right now?
so I have me, and then Chris is my co-founder, and then we have 3 copywriters on a contract, 1 VA,
Mm-hmm.
3 people in the SDR team, also on
Mm-hmm.
contract, and then and contract is like not a full-time employee; it's just based on performance.
Mm-hmm.
So it's contractors, not contract. And then we have one sales guy, Karan, who is
Mm-hmm.
a genius.
That's perfect. It's yeah. Okay, so let's I don't care. Let's drift a bit. So when it comes to hiring, so I used to be very skeptical of hiring people, and it almost felt like a very big job. Like okay, it's tiring. I don't even know how the guy is going to be like or how the girl is going to perform. And it's only when like there have been moments when you hire a person and they does such a good job, you are like, I just need more people like that. I just need two of these guys, three of these guys. So yeah, that's when managing team and hiring gets exciting.
Yeah, Karan, like I said, is one of those guys. I
Yeah.
just want 10 Karans and I'll make a fuck ton of money.
Hmm. Yeah, it's crazy how some people can give you almost, it feels like it's infinite ROI. Like,
He's
oh,
the best. Like Karan, I don't think Karan will listen to this, but Karan is the most valuable person in our team, apart from me,
hmm.
of course.
Of course, yeah, of course. Cool. Okay, so I think your answer is complete about that. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
those are the
that's
three
it.
reasons.
That's that. Cool. Okay, so let's see what else do we have.
The third reason was like less clients, more
Yeah, you
AOV,
wanted less clients
basically.
in order to make more money. Cool. Um, how does he manage college and business? I think we have already answered. We already talked about this. Like how do you manage college and business? So it's essentially he doesn't give a shit about college and all he does is business.
Yeah.
I will answer that
Yeah.
for you. Cool. Okay, so next one is, what is the most impactful way to market your client courses with Influentize? I think that's your agency name.
Yeah. So the most effective way is to,
Impactful way to market your
yeah,
client's courses.
impactful way. So we have like a full marketing strategy and sequence. And of course, I'm not going to share that. Pay me
Okay.
$50,000 and I'll share it with you
And I'll share it to you. Yeah.
because it has generated good money for our clients.
Mhm.
But the most impactful way is to show social proof. And social proof is of 2 kinds. The first one is like client, like our own. Let's say I'm selling a course myself, and I want to have social proof. Let's say I'm selling an agency course, which I was last year. I'm not doing. I'm not selling any courses. I'm not selling anything now.
Mhm.
So the most, it's like a 70-30 or 50-50. Let's make it 60-40 to go in the middle. So 40% of social proof is around me making a lot of money in my agency and sharing my client results and sharing my results and sharing my agency revenue and stuff like that, to just show people that I'm making good money myself, and I'm not like a guru just teaching people
Mhm.
how to do it instead of doing it. So that's 40%, and 60% is other people, other beginners are making money from the course and they are finding the
Mhm.
course useful. So the most
Mhm.
impactful way and it's not a fancy answer, but it's the most powerful answer. I used to not find this answer sexy and powerful, but this is like the game changing, the most. It's the only thing. This is the thing, like social proof, testimonials.
Hmm. It's so there is this concept in human psychology called herd behavior,
Yeah.
right? And so I read a lot of consumer psychology, a lot of human
Okay.
psychology. That's my thing. Like I would literally sit down in the morning one day and read research papers on cognitive biases of the human brain. I'm so nerdy that way, and I just it's and the reason why I read it is because when I can spot it in the play, in the market, in the world of marketing, it just makes me, it just makes me feel good. It's like, yeah, this works. Like
Yeah.
it's just the bias of the human brain, and people are using it in such a good way. So yeah, it's like it's almost like if your friend come to you and they tell you, Dunvesh, it's a great movie, you should watch it. you
Which
know
one?
just a random, like if really good friend of you come to
Okay.
you and they're like, Dunvesh, I just watched this TV series yesterday, you should watch it. You'd be like, okay, let's give it a try. Or maybe if someone is like, Dunvesh, that's a great place to eat, maybe go there and try something, you'd be like, yeah, let's go there. And that's exactly how testimonial social proof work in the internet space. It's powerful for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't read any stuff about human psychology, but I
Hmm.
just observe people
Yeah, you can
and
observe for sure. So do you use tactics like price anchoring uh, for your clients courses?
no.
Nope. Just straight.
It's
And
it's just simple stuff. I know about price anchoring,
oh yeah, you
but
would for sure. I'm just trying to figure out, like,
yeah,
do you.
I don't use a lot of fancy stuff. Like I don't
Mhm.
use 90% of the stuff that I know. I just do the basic things, and
Mhm. Just do it
basic
properly.
things when done right make very good money.
That's for sure.
Price
Yeah.
anchoring is like optimizing the last 1% or maybe the
Yeah,
last 10%.
that's fancy. Yeah. Like, yeah, it's a very small piece of the pie that you should go for at the end when you already baked the remaining of the pie. It's
Yeah.
almost like that. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Uh, I think we'll have one or two more questions. Let's see. So that answered this one. What's your biggest lesson in running your current agency?
Biggest lesson or biggest mistake? Like, is it lesson?
Yeah, lesson can be a mistake as well. So yeah,
That's a good question.
that certainly is a good question if you are thinking about it for so long.
Yeah, I know the answer. I'm just trying to figure out
So,
an
yeah,
easy way to explain it.
yeah, I get it.
So the most impactful thing is, most important lesson is just do the basic things and do more of them.
Hmm.
So for our clients, the clients often come to us and they're like, bro, let's launch another course or let's launch another product or another tier of the thing or downsell, upsell or tripwires. And I'm like, bro, let's get you to 1 million per month per year from this one
Mhm.
product. And
Hmm.
then we'll do price anchoring, we'll optimize the
Whatever.
VSLs, we'll add other products. But I think just doing more of the simple things is the best
Hmm.
thing. Like for managing all of our clients, I see a lot. So this is funny. I saw a tweet by a guy and he was like, today. So this happened today.
Hmm.
Like I try to keep things simple in my process of content creation. I don't use a lot of tools. And then he went ahead and mentioned like 6, 7 tools that he uses to create content on Twitter. And he has like almost 200K followers. So he's good at that. I'm not going to shit on him for that.
Hmm.
But for me, bro, I just tweet.
Yeah, just like it's so simple. Like if you like, So the misery of the modern world is that people are so consumed and they are so in the chase of the tactics, because it sounds cool when you know those tactics and the advanced stuff, that people just are trying to consume those tactics and they're not literally putting in the work. Like if you want to go on Instagram, grow on Instagram, post content. If you want to grow on Twitter, post content. Like the, the talk of, okay, how do I create content such that it gets me more engagement, is when you are already posting at least 2 pieces of content on a particular platform.
Yeah, that's good. And it's
Yeah.
important. It's important. Actually, I have spent a lot of time trying to build systems in like templates and checklists for everything, but I'm not able to implement those systems. So I just get back on like opening the Twitter app or Twitter
Yeah.
tab on my browser and then just thinking, okay, I should probably tweet something today just to keep my account active.
Hmm.
Many people are like, there are many people for whom Twitter is their main business.
For
And
sure.
right now, I'm losing money with my Twitter
Because of
account,
Twitter.
with like
Yeah.
software subscriptions of email lists and stuff like that. But it's cool. I like it. I'm not going to complain about it. But
Mm-hmm.
for most people, because Twitter is their main business, they have like very complex and robust systems around
For
creating
sure.
content. And
Yeah.
then I come from university, I work on my agency, and then at the end of the day, and end of the day is like 3 a.m. for me. I
It's
before sleeping, I'm like, okay, let's see. I should probably tweet something just to keep my account active. And then I tweet something and then I go and sleep. So it's doing more of simple things. And then if you want to get more followers on Twitter, don't try to
Mhm.
create templates and shit like that. Just tweet 10 times a day.
That's for
Good,
sure.
good tweets.
That's for sure. It's just, yeah, like if you can. So I just started doing this from last 2 days. Like I'm like, okay, let's just post something that people would find, valuable, or it just will make them think, you know. And before that, I was just, using the templates and posting, and like people don't give a shit about it. And in the past 2 days, like it feels like there is, some momentum building. Like Twitter is not the primary platform where I create content. It's just, mind dump for me. I just come in and I whatever comes to my mind, I just shit over there. It's almost like that. So yeah. So yeah, like just have to just do more of the simple stuff as you said it.
And don't try to automate stuff. Like there is a lot of stuff about automation, delegation, outsourcing. Here's
Doesn't
the
mean
thing, bro. Here's the thing. You're making
here is the
$10 per
dead in
month.
the eye, dead in the eye. Here's the thing, bro.
What?
Dead in the eye. Here is the thing, bro. I like it.
The thing is, you're making $10 a month. What if, like, let's say you automate your stuff. Let's say you outsource and you hire people. What will you do with your time then? The goal of freeing up your time is for you to do more high ROI things. And if you're just going to hire a bunch of people and then watch fucking Netflix or scroll Twitter, then you're losing money because you're paying those people your money. So you can
That's for sure.
enjoy. And that is a lot of what I am doing. Like talking, I'm not saying this is like a waste of time, but I should be doing my webinar and working on that.
Yeah.
But like if you have an hourly rate, let's say $50 per hour, random number, let's say 3 hours per day you are watching YouTube, you just lost $150 per hour. And then you try to save $10 per day.
Hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. Like you have to be aware of what your time's worth, essentially.
Yeah.
But it's dude, the thing is you are just way too smarter for a 19-year-old. I'm just being very honest. You
Yeah,
know,
I know.
like yeah, you are self-aware, so But like otherwise, like 19 years old, they're shit, dude. They don't know what they're doing. They're scrolling reels, they are watching hot girls dancing 24 hours of the day. They don't know what they're doing,
Yeah.
and they don't even want to figure out what they want to do. They're just stuck in a loop, you know. They
I
are
waste
just
I waste a lot of my time also. I don't watch reels, but I often watch like shorts and I do listen to podcasts almost every day. But
Mhm.
when I work, then I work.
That's like obviously like you cannot be 100% focused all the times. So yeah, that's fine. So do you even do normal activities like a 19-year-old? Like do you go to the clubs and get fucked up, get drunk, or like do you hang out, go to cafes? Because
Yeah, yeah,
the,
bro.
the,
I
the
eat out almost every day. Like
Hmm.
it's messed up. Like
Yeah, because I think
except
you
I think except 8 hours. So one third of my life is like online. The rest two third is like me being a normal kid.
yeah, but what like that's that, like people don't realize that what they see online is just the fraction of someone's
Yeah,
thoughts and the work they do. Like because people get so because people are like, if you post a random shitty tweet, people get back to you like dude, what are you talking about? Why are you saying this? And I'm like, dude, I'm just doing it for the sake of it. I'm just having fun. So people take those personas and the people who are online so seriously that they even forget that that they are just like doing some random bullshit things every now and then. So yeah, but you look so nerdy. You sound so straight and so mature on Twitter. It's crucial for me to ask you even if you go out and have fun with your friends or not.
yeah, I do.
So yeah, that's that. All right, cool. Let's see if we have any other question. I think okay. Somebody says, "What would you do when you're stuck at a point and you're unable to find more clients?" I think we have done this. I think we pretty much talked about it. Yeah,
Yeah, do more outreach.
do more outreach and that's it.
I was stuck. I was stuck. I was not getting clients, and then what I did was send an email to my email list,
Hmm.
and then I got like 10 sales calls in a week, and got two new clients in a
Perfect.
week. So it's
Hmm.
all like I'm not getting clients is a traffic problem. Traffic is what getting more people to know that I'm doing this stuff. So I have
Hmm.
5,000 subscribers on my email list. Let's
Hmm.
tell all those 5,000 people, hey bro, I have made all of my clients this much money. Here's the revenue screenshot. Want to work with me?
Hmm.
Reply to this email. Got 10 calls,
Easy peasy.
got like multiple people on a waiting list, got two people on board. It's
Hmm.
just simple stuff.
Perfect. So do you like writing newsletters?
I do when I get in the flow of it. Like when I start writing it, I do like it. But usually I'm just, bro, I'm a normal person. I'm just too lazy for stuff. I didn't send an email for the first 3 months of this year. And then in the last, I think 35, 40 days, also I've
Hmm.
sent, I think 3 or 4 emails. I'm not very active, and I'm not getting that word. Like prolific, I think is the word. Like
Hmm.
just creating so much content and sending newsletters and shit like that. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm just lazy.
Yeah, that's fine. But yeah, like I think I read one of your newsletter. It's pretty direct. It's pretty to the point. It slaps. It's almost slaps. It's just exactly the way you write on Twitter, but just in long form. And there is a lot of cursing as well. I read the newsletter.
Is that
Yeah.
the way how I talk right
No,
now?
I don't know. No, you don't. Like if you are naturally having conversation, you won't. But if you are like this, when you take in the mind and you have that switch,
Yeah,
it's
I have
almost like
moods.
that. You have moods. It's almost like that. If you want to talk straight, I just felt that in the last 2 hours, almost 2 hours of conversation, that you have that switch. Like you will be like, okay, now I'm going to get direct. Now I'm going to kick your ass. Else I'm just a normal person.
Yeah,
It's almost like that.
like right now I'm just chill.
Yeah,
Getting
that's
out of
like
my chair. Life is
exactly.
simple, life is easy, life is beautiful, life is good. And then fuck you.
Yeah, that's that. Hmm. So, uh, so yeah, like just when you said this word called prolific, I remember of this guy named. Do you follow Jack Butcher?
Yeah,
Dude,
100%.
he's insane.
I had a
Well,
season of my life where I was watching Jack Butcher all the time. I got all of his courses. That was in 2020. Like
so good.
it was very expensive. at that point for me to buy his courses.
Yeah, it's expensive. I think I got all his courses when I was in 2021
Yeah, I
sometime.
was watching like all of his videos, all of his newsletters, his community, his office hours. Like
It's good.
there's a season when you consume one person's stuff, and then I know like 90% of what he has to
Yeah,
say, and then I'm like, okay, now I
yeah,
can find another person.
he's good. Like he's again, he goes in the territory of again being very straight but very technical with
I think he's a
the.
genius.
He's a genius, dude.
I
Like
have so much respect for that guy. He writes so well, and he
so
designs.
good.
His design skills are good, but I don't pay much attention to them because I'm crap at designing, and I'm so bad at it that I know that I would need to put in so much time to get good at it. So I just focus on writing better, and he has so
Mhm.
much clarity of thought,
Too
and
much,
it's
too
so
good, bro.
direct that it's good.
I
It's
just
pretty
love
good.
it.
Like you were saying, I'm direct and stuff like that, but then he he writes 3 words and then
And then that's
like
it, dude. It's crazy, insane, dude. Like
yeah.
it almost feels like it's so easy for him. But if you would sit down and you would like to explain a concept in such a short sentence, you'd be like, dude, how do I do it?
I think the
That's the
reason is
quality
he
of
has
him
been working in like in the advertising marketing
for
space for
long,
10
for very
years.
long.
So
Yeah.
in the like advertising and marketing space, and it was mostly for like big companies and billboard ads and
Yeah. He
stuff
know
like
how to
that.
trim the words,
Yeah, so it's like 3 words you have to convey the whole
catch the
thing in
attention.
3 words.
Yeah. But the design skills that he has is too good, dude.
I
His
think
work,
it's just about experience and putting in the
yeah,
work.
that's for sure. That's for sure. But yeah,
And
he's
being
built such a
conscious
good.
about what you are doing. Yeah, what were you saying?
I'm saying he's just built such a great brand, dude. Like the visualized value thing, and he's just I love him. I love just sitting down and listening to him. There are very few people that I love reading every tweet of and listening to every video of. Like one is Jack Butcher, then there is Alex Hormozy, and then there is this guy called Justin Welch. I don't know if you know him or not.
Yeah.
He's also very dope. He's also very straight to the point, and he's so do you know Justin Welch?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, the solopreneur guy. Fucking, he's doing everything on his own, and it's insane to me. Like, dude, he just write kick-ass Twitter threads, and then he's like built a multiple $1 million business out of it. That's so insane, you know. Like sometimes this entire internet economy thing just blows my mind, dude. Like, it's like there are people who study for 6 7 years of their life to become a doctor, and they're earning less money than you. Like, and you're just there, like we are just sitting in front of our screens over here and just earning more money than, like, I just almost feel sometimes sad for them, dude. Like, you know
Yeah.
it's like the amount of leverage that one can create with these social platforms is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's that. I think the questions are done. And okay, so let's for a while. I think we have already had 2 hours of conversation. Let's end this in like 15 20 minutes,
Yeah.
because it's 1 p.m. and I have to call my girlfriend and then I have to sleep. Otherwise, I would get killed tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let's. I just want to. Obviously, there is a limit to what you can share when it comes to the what you do in agency. So, like, do you so I know that by this time I know that you work with people who are the info products, who are in the info product industry, the coachings, the workshops, and like I'm in the same space. So do you have the I'd say the pillars of someone's business that you would handle, or you just come in and you are like, we will do everything there that we need to do to increase your revenue? And if there are specific segments and pillars, what are those?
So, like I said a while ago, 3 pillars in a business: traffic, conversion, and then fulfillment.
Hmm.
We're usually working like all on, I think all of our clients have a good audience. So, traffic is taken care of. Now, we have to change the form of traffic in the means like from a Telegram channel or email list and stuff like that. But traffic is mostly already there. We create reels and like tweets and threads to get more traffic, but for the most part, traffic is already there. Fulfillment, I create the offer, structure the systems and automations, and onboard like community managers. We have like a trained community manager that we onboard, but it's we handle, I think, 20% of the fulfillment, and then 80% is done by them because they have like the niche business expertise that they're teaching, and then they are teaching the stuff that they're teaching and doing the calls and stuff like that. Conversion is handled by us 100%.
Makes
So
sense.
I think that is the thing. Like traffic, 30% is handled by us, 70% it's mostly there. Conversion, 100% our responsibility. And then,
Fulfillment is
no,
20%
conversion is
yours.
like 90% our responsibility because they still have to do webinars and
Sometimes they get into yeah.
and then fulfillment is again 20/80. So 20% my work, it's my work mostly, and then 80% is them.
Lovely. Great. So and you're not into the ads. You're not, the people that you work with already have enough following that you have the traffic that you need.
No,
You're not into ads, right? You don't run ads.
not at the moment. I plan to
Not
get
at the
into
moment.
ads in the future, but not at the moment.
Cool. That's cool. Okay, bro. It has been a great conversation. We can keep going till the morning. But maybe we'll do, maybe when sometimes you are in the mood of wasting your time and talking about random shit, we'll do the second version of it. If
Yeah.
people would be like, okay, we want to get that guy again. We want to look at him in eyes again, and we want to get some, you know.
I'm just I'm just trolling most of the times. Like based
Yeah.
like when I'm serious in the working, when I'm working, I'm just working hard. And then content side of things, and then like university and like my offline life, it's me mostly taking life easy and trolling people.
Mm.
So the other
That's
day I had a tweet that depression is not real, trauma is not
mm.
real, stuff like that. And I think
Did you did you did
trauma,
you did you get some hate in the comments?
yeah, I got a lot of hate, a lot of hate, less than I expected. But
Mm,
because what I do is occasionally, like regularly, I just tweet polarizing stuff like that to
mm,
let all the idiots unfollow me, or they just comment stupid shit and then I block them and mute them. But yeah, I do that, and then I partly believe in those things. Like 80% I believe in those things, and then 20% I just run it over just to troll people.
mm.
So
Yeah, it's fun.
yeah,
It's
like
fun.
today I tweeted that Doctor Strange is underwhelming, like you said, and so this happened when Endgame was out. I don't know, 2 3 years ago. Before I went to see it, two people gave me spoilers. Iron Man
Uh,
dies, and Captain America gets Thor's hammer. Like the two main things, I got spoilers, and I'm pissed at that. So I feel bad when you get spoilers, so I don't give spoilers. But I'm just trolling people. So I said in the comments, I was talking to a guy yesterday, and I said, yeah, I won't be active on Twitter and YouTube. So since like Wednesday, I'm not on Twitter much and on the
okay.
YouTube home feed. But
Hmm.
for the people who are stupid and they're not taking precautions against spoilers, then this is what you have. I'm not going to give you spoilers, but I'm going to hint that it's
In a
short
subtle
and
way, in a very subtle way.
yeah, just troll people. Like
Yeah.
this that I'm doing, this is also mostly trolling people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
That's
then the philosophy, stoicism stuff that I'm doing is also mostly trolling people because, bro, I'm 19.
I don't know. I don't know shit. But I'm just trying. Twitter is fun, dude. Like you just say shit because you want to have fun, and people get so serious. And I just laugh. I just laugh at the comments when people get like they would literally spend 2 hours of their time in a debate that just doesn't do anything in their life. Dude, what are you doing? Like
Yeah.
literally, I've seen people, just going on and on and on and on and on some comment, just try to proving their point, and they don't even realize that the person who is tweeted is just having fun. They've done their business work, they're taken care of everything, and now they are on their bed just having fun, and you are sitting there, have not done shit, you don't know where you're going, and yet you're spending 2 hours just debating on a topic that you don't even know about. It's insane.
Yeah, I don't pay attention to most of the stuff. Like people say you need to reply to all the comments and stuff like that. I try to, but mostly I don't. I do have the time. I know I have the time because I waste it on other stuff and I spend it on other stuff. But yeah, I don't care.
Cool. Okay, bro. Thanks a lot, bro. Thanks a lot for joining in. Anybody who wants to follow DONVESH, the Twitter link would be in the description or maybe in the screen. See his handle, follow him. Some exciting stuff around copywriting,
Bro,
marketing.
let me take control here. Let me take
you. Yeah. You go. No, I was going to give you the chance. That's all from my end. That's all from my end. And before we go and before we call the quits on this podcast, there is DONVESH in front of you with a mic in his hand. And he has some exciting stuff to throw your way. Here he goes.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Like, share, and subscribe to the Escape from NORMALCY Show and my channel for more exciting, insightful, funny, and trolling and straight to the face podcasts that you experienced just today. I don't know if you're watching till the end. If you have watched this entire podcast till the end, maybe you're stupid or maybe just have a lot of time.
If you watch till the end, then DM me. DM me. DON.
DON.
Or just comment below this video. DON.
Yeah. Just comment Don in the comments below if you watched this video till the end. That's all from my side, you guys, today. And also let me know in the comments if you want me to invite DONVESH again. I don't know if you'll accept the invitation, but whatever, just give it a try. Just let me in the comments. If there are at least 15 comments, maybe I'll try to reach out to him again. Thanks a lot, bro. Again, on a serious note, thanks a lot for investing your time over here. I know you have a lot of serious businessy service stuff to do. But yeah, good luck with the new marketing funnel that you're going to design tonight. And yeah, that's it. Good luck for whatever you're doing. And we'll stay connected for sure.
Okay, bye.
Thanks, man. Bye.